Okay, okay, Mr. Murli. So
Yeah,
welcome to our startup night out,
my
and
pleasure. My pleasure.
yeah, this we do every Friday as a step to help budding entrepreneurs to help them in their journey.
Okay.
And for that, we need to know your journey, how things happened with you,
Okay.
etc. So
All right.
we'll do it in the form of a question answer. Uh,
Absolutely.
Before that,
Sorry to interrupt. And this background is fine, right? This is the whole place where
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah, not a problem, not a problem.
my son did everything. So
Yeah, yeah, I
since it
think
is in home, if it is
children are
office.
like sure, sure,
So
not a problem, not a
yeah,
problem.
yeah,
Don't,
that's great. Then that's
don't
fine. I just bit worried
yeah.
about it. Yeah.
No, no, it's okay, it's okay. Not a problem. We
Yeah.
can manage. Okay, okay. So, Mr. Murli,
Yeah.
so first question for you from our side is when you started your startup journey, what was the main motivation that that made you start your startup, or like the day zero, let's say, or the day minus one rather? What was going on in your mind in that day minus one or day minus two,
Okay.
just before you started, and which made you compelled you to start something of your own?
Okay. uh, Before that was a rather very basic and you know it actually kindles a lot of emotions and things before which happened a couple of years ago. First of all, I'd like to thank you, Vishal and Aritra, for giving me a chance to discuss on this in a platform like AW, learn while traveling. That's a good thing to for budding people how to do this and the business and all those stuff. So let me start. So I'm not by birth. I don't have a business family or something like that. So everybody, I'm from a humble background, and both of my parents were working. And my interest is towards engineering. I did my engineering. I worked in a couple of IT companies, but somewhere or the other I could find that my passion was couldn't fulfill that. So somewhere or other, when you go to a work, you should be satisfied. You should have a satisfaction, right? So that's more than a money. That's what my thought is all about. So I resigned my job. I came to home without any idea. After my engineering, after working for a couple of years, I just came home, say, without even informing to my parents. So I couldn't able to say that I couldn't able to work there, as simple as that, because we are doing the same thing. We just went with a lot of ideas when you study engineering, go into so unfortunately or fortunately, I've placed in a service company where we do the same job every day. If you're real, you are a good googler, you can survive in any service industry. So that doesn't give me any big food to my interest or something like that. So I just came back, resigned my job. So thought of joining a product company or something like that. So somewhere or the other, my dad's friend, uh, he was running a school wherein he wanted to teach the basics of computer science and Java and also. So I went there. So for a time being thing. So when the people nod their heads for what are the things we say, and they make interest, that time I felt like teaching would be my interest. So what I did was, again I joined a college. Was at least I put where I could find some satisfaction in the job or something. So that gives actually a satisfaction actually. So when we make people to understand, when we make people to realize the real world engineering problems. So again, that was going for a couple of years. Then I did my MTech, I did my PhD. I did my PhD in cloud computing. So all these years, I mean, since I came from this background, IT background, the college people wanted me to explore into placement opportunities, wherein I can manage the placement expertise. I can be the bridge between the company and the people. So that was again, an interesting phenomena where it matches. It gave food for my passion and also my technological balance, which could. So that's why I did my PhD with the support of Nokia and all those stuffs. end of the day, 14 years of placement as a placement director, I served to the people. I mean, a lot of good experiences, small bad experience, everything happened, and end of the day, I found, my passion is only, rather than teaching, my passion is marketing, where I found the satisfaction. When I convince people, even in teaching, it's a marketing, right? You convince people, you convince your ideology. So that's where I found that this is what my passion is all about. So a couple of years ago, when I was not very young, I was not an idea of starting a business. So but that thing was inside my mind for a long time. So suddenly, my knowledge in engineering and the basic idea of engineering and marketing has combined toward, and there is a huge phenomena thing has come out called digital marketing. I just I just saw, like, something like which is would be very interesting. So I just gone through all those details and I just learned it. I made couple of students to learn it. I made a team inside the college. We did digital marketing. I've been completed a lot of certifications in digital marketing, couple of years, and even now we are doing it. So what we did was, we got permission from our management, our principal, and our chairman for an admission campaign, which can be run in Facebook and Instagram. So we thought of doing it by our own. So we have to be grateful to them still now, because that's the basic thing which ignited to start a company with the team. So we spent around 50,000-60,000 from the management, and we put it in the digital marketing thing. And end of the day, what we found was, we got around 18 seats just through digital marketing. The whole profit in the digital marketing for the colleges for the 4 years combined, it's 48 lakhs. So there I found, this is the new phenomena. This is the new digital new marketing, wherein the world is going to be. So that's where, that's kept on in my mind. And suddenly we thought, I just researched over how many companies are there in Tamil Nadu and all those things, and we found, like, there are few companies started that time. So we just wanted to do this, so we just started it, sir. So we then went on with the team, couple of people. Still, we are 5 people right now. But the work, thanks to Corona, thanks to I am the only person who could say thanks to Corona, because that changed the paradigm of digital marketing in India. And it's like huge opportunity right now in digital marketing in the whole, that too, like a country like in India. So that's a basic idea. I'm not having a business background. I just wanted to start a company which feeds which give food to my passion. That's it.
Sure, sure. And how did you form your initial team? I think you said 5 people or something, right?
Yeah.
Journey.
Yeah. Initially we are 2, actually, me and one of my students. So who was really interested in digital marketing, who was with me for 3 years, I mean, right from second year. So initially we were through 2 people. We both were studying about digital marketing, and I asked him and asked him to got a post in college with the digital marketing executive. And we learned a lot during those days. So it was 2019 May, we started Yardstick Digital Solutions. We both have started Yardstick Digital Solutions, actually. So it was 2 people, and right now we are 5 people. We just, we the first employee of us was Mr. Gurumurthy, who was the designer. You don't believe, I've seen him 2 days back. He was working with us for last 2 years. I just met him 2 days back because of this COVID and work from home thing. So our first employee was Mr. Gurumurthy from Chennai. So we are 5 people right now. So the initially we were 2, me and my student, actually.
Sure, sure. And this 5 people, from the 2 people to 5 people, how much was the timeline? How much time it took you to grow this team size?
It was like, probably 1 year, actually. It's 1 year. We started in 2019. So we did for a couple of companies. Where we reached the thing is that now we when pandemic occurs, we were doing 5 6 projects at a time. When pandemic occurs and when the whole India got shut down, there are a lot of companies where there are 5 6 companies where we are doing our digital marketing. So what they did was, because of this shutdown, they don't want to continue this, because even though we give results, they don't know, they couldn't able to do the protections and all those steps. So what we did was, we thought of releasing courses in regional languages. We did it in Tamil actually. So all the digital Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, every marketing, we make it into recorded courses for business owners, and we released it. It was a huge hit. It was a phenomenal hit at that time. So there were around in couple of months. We released in April, and in before July, we sold about 2,000 plus courses. That was a phenomenal hit in terms of regional courses concerned. So that why we just expanded. We just expanded our profit margin is expanded. Our works got expanded. A lot of companies approaching us. We first couple of months we went to the companies and it was outbound. After that, after this release of these courses, there is only inbound thing. So we thought of adding people one by one. So there are 2 designers with us and 3 marketing people with us right now, sir. That's the thing. That's how the next phase has come up.
Sure, sure, sure. And your product is, what I understood is selling courses on digital marketing, or more than that?
It's purely right now into digital marketing. My phenomena is that we have to focus a clear one thing. So, and that should be our passion. So last 14 years I was into this digital, into this marketing, meeting people. It's all about interpersonal skills. So digital marketing is nothing but putting that interpersonal skills into digital. That's it. Only we should know the basic technology. The marketing skills is there. Is absolutely the same. What are the ad copy we have to run? How the content will attract people? What the creative, the design attracts people. So all we have to sit and look at the customer's point of view. So that's we have experienced through the last 14 years. So that's the thing, we want to convert it into technology. That's as simple as that. So it's easy for the whole team and me to convert this process. So our focus is only on marketing, sir. So internet marketing right from end to end, not only the selling course. Selling course is not our main idea. Selling course is just an idea which hooked up when this pandemic has occurred. So our major idea is to run the ads, advertisements, marketings for the brands, and make the brands big and make the conversions more. The selling or the sales more to the companies. That's what we have did for around 150 plus clients right now.
Okay, so you mean you do marketing for clients as well as you are also into teaching some of that, training people also in the same?
Yeah. Since we are into training, we are into teaching already. So it's simple for us to convert it into a digital course actually.
Sure, sure, sure. And how was your customer acquisition strategy at the beginning, and now, like, how did it evolve over time? What do you suggest to people if they are launching something similar?
Okay. Basically, but what I tried to do was, initially, when you launch a company or when you are passionate about a thing which can be the world, uh, things that the world, if you think that the world hears you or something like that, definitely you should have some passions until at least one client, until you get one client and you do satisfied work for that client. So according to us, for first couple of months, it's really hard. It's really hard. Even though I'm into this marketing for 14 years, it's really hard for me to convince people to take this into digital marketing, because in 2019 it was huge new phenomena. people never understood. So even though we explain, they see Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, everything as an entertainment platform rather than a business platform. It was very tough for us to make the people to understand this is the this is going to be the new normal. So first couple of months it was really tough. We went there, we reached like anything. I will used to travel every day at least 200 kilometers, you don't believe. So I'll be keep on meeting people. So after that, after these courses and reaching people, and we did it's all about this we have to be the digital marketing has boomed very high into India because of two reasons. One is COVID, another is Geo. Right, Geo made it possible to each and every interior village. So everybody is in internet right now. So we convinced people. We made one client. We made it free. We didn't charge for a couple of people. So we made it free, and we showed them the results. Then asked them to refer the friends. That's what we tried about. So my suggestion to the new people is that don't focus on money. Money will come to you. Money is a byproduct always. Focus on the passion, focus on the work, be serious about the customer satisfaction. So that's the only point. When your customer is satisfied, uh, it's only word of mouth. Even though we talk about a lot of marketing skills and digital marketing and all those stuffs, internet marketing, word of mouth is the best marketing strategy still now, according to me. So when your customer is satisfied, you will get the client just like that. So far as 85% of the customers are retained customers. So we are just doing them for last 2 years. 85% we retained them. That's a big thing. That's what we care about.
Sure, sure. So, do you think a digital marketing company should do their own digital marketing to acquire customers?
We did actually. That a good question, but no, that's our basic work. We did actually. We did couple of creatives. We roll out to the that time 2019-20 beginning. We did a strategy called one-on-one training. That's a new plan we had, because when we do digital, we found that when we do digital marketing as a client, as a vendor, it charges more. We charge more or something or some when we cannot think that a new a new startup like us can spend like this. So what we do is we suggested a one-on-one training model, and we run a campaign for that. We run an advertisement campaign for that, and that gives and we have acquired a couple of clients with that also. What we did was we charged a very less thing for one-on-one client, and we trained them in the basics digital marketing according to their business. If some college is running, we wanted to make their Facebook page, Instagram thing and everything into their needs, and how to focus, how to make advertisements, how to make creatives and all those stuff. We train them and we charge less, and they from there they can take the advertisement things right from where we left. So that's what we tried, and actually we ran a campaign that worked actually. I don't know how much it works right now, because we are not doing now, but we ran it actually. That's a good thing. We ran it.
Mhm. That's good. That's good. Good to hear that digital
Yeah.
marketing can also get you some customers.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
in your startup journey, so 2019 to now is almost 2 years,
Yeah. Yeah.
close to 2 years.
Yeah.
So, there are a lot of times when you have to make decisions, be it financial or logical, or like removing people, hiring people, etc.
Yeah.
And sometimes these decisions need more decisions to decide what to decide.
Yeah.
So
True.
it sometimes becomes like too elongated process. It takes so much time. So
Yeah.
in your case, in your journey, how was your experiences regarding the decision making? Like, did you find any, would you like to share any example or any rule of thumb how to
That.
take decisions in entrepreneurship?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good thing. I don't know whether I could share or what. So, anyways, people are there. They could understand. I mean, see, we started at my and one of my students, company. I've started this company, and what we did was, since I was working that time, I made him to be the representing the company and the fame and all those stuffs. What we, he's very young, and he got the fame very quickly because, it's very simple. That time there was no big team. I mean, no big competition for us in terms of digital marketing in Tamil Nadu or India itself. So this guy got the name very good, and very quick and all those stuffs. See, we were partners actually, and the financial decisions and all other decisions and advertisement main decisions are mine, and technologically operations should be taken care by him. That's the basic things we decided, and it was going really well. And suddenly, in the July month, this July, he said he want to quit. So that's the biggest thing. I mean, he said it, in June itself. So that's the part where, I was a bit, hesitant to leave him, and also bit, because he wanted to continue his journey with the friends, or somewhere or the other he found something a good than yardstick probably. So I thought, so that since that time he was the face of the company. So what we thought was, we have to, change the scenario. That's what we thought about. So that time was the as you asked, the decision which which made the time which I took to make that decision was, probably a month. What to do when he is leaving, whether to run a run this company, or are making into another company, or can we just give this company to him, or whatever. That was the toughest time we had a couple of months ago. So we had a partner also. So we discussed, and end of the day I said, see, I've been also trained. All the clients are from my end. So since he was to leave, I said okay, and I asked him a month's time, and I again, made the complete KT to the entire team, and restructured the entire team, and we shifted to a new office. I just want a complete and a different ambience, because there is a huge change in the a partner is leaving. So that's what the thing, which made me to think a lot, and made this decision. But it was good. It was good for him, and good for us also. So a lot of the clients are with us, and he is also running a good time with another company. But so when that was a hard time, where I wanted to take a decision whether to run the company or not. So there we made this decision to run in a different way, and we have acquired a lot of clients after that too. So actually, these 2 months we have around 10 clients. So that's what's the thing where I become the face again. So that's how it depends, sir.
So the person who left was doing your like marketing sales kind of thing?
No. The entire marketing was mine. I mean, he runs the technology. The ideas were mine. So he runs the technology. He runs the ads manager of Facebook. He runs the Instagram page. He runs the LinkedIn page of clients. So he knows every client, right? So
Then
that's
you
different.
found
But
like another person to do the job, or you learned how to do
I
the job?
learned already.
Or
I learned already. I sat with the person to do it, but I made him the face actually. I was
okay.
I was
Company's face.
company's face. That's the hit I had. The technology side and the other side, I all know, because we both sit together and do it. But he is the face actually. So that's the
Public
thing.
relation. The
Yes,
public
yes,
relation was like
yes.
people knew him as the
Correct,
company
correct. Yeah,
person.
that's the thing I thought about. So since so he got the fame very quickly, and I know that I too can get it, because it's internet, right? So as simple as that. So the ideas what I given him was he was doing and get the fame, so I can do the same thing, right? So that's what I thought, and see, he haven't taken any of the person with him. Nobody has joined him. That shows our my interest towards my team and all those things. He went alone only, but the time taken for me to get from that point is a bit tough. So that it was 1 month. So I made the entire. I have to make the shuffle the entire background work of a company. So it was completely ran by him actually.
Sure, 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 sure. Yeah. Do you think in like startup, running a company, starting a company, usually we don't have much money initially at the initial stage to hire the best of the best talents, let's say, because most of them want money and high salary, etc. And the system is like that. So with this, do you think there is always this problem of talent hunt and talent retention, and probably your experience or your advice on, let's say, a newcomer who wish to start a startup, how to maybe hunt that talent or retain that talent in the long run? What's your advice for them?
uh, in our company, see, a couple of things has helped me to do this. I've been into placements. I've been into training people and placing them for 14 years, more than a decade, and that helped me. What an young engineer, or I mean young guy like 21 22 years actually looks in a company. One thing. And second thing is that I'm running a company, how to satisfy these kids. And what See, initially, as you said, we don't have money, so I put a personal loan actually. I went to be a PN, so I indulged some of my what do you say, some of my wife's money. So I have to take, and I have some personal issues too. So I've done this, and uh, initially we don't have money, but uh, for me, hunting a talent is like, we don't say resumes, we don't see resumes. We hire freshers, we don't hire experienced guys right now. So we don't want to make it uh, so complicated. What we do is we find humble background people. One thing, we find very humble background people. We don't see resumes, we just see what their passion is all about. We talk to them in normal, very regional language. I just We don't want any communication background. We have a different team here. I want someone who is very passionate about marketing, who is passionate about people skills, who is passionate about interpersonal skills. That's the thing I actually look into. So what we do is, we just talk to the people, and if we find the fire in the belly, we hire. And we clearly say that, this is the salary we could give you for during your internship, for a couple of, I mean, for about 6 months, where you can be trained in this the new normal technology completely end to end. And after that, your salary will be this. You have to be, um, uh, be with the team or something for an year or something. So we don't put bonds and all, but we just it's a work, it's a kind of by words promise or something. So when we find people with humble background, that's my advice actually, or my suggestion actually. I don't see, since we cannot give or provide a very high end salary right now at the beginning. So we train them like anything. We train them like anything, and we put them in hardcore training of end-to-end training, and we put them in live projects. We do normally our team works after 9, 10, even 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. We do these things and all, creatives works and all those stuffs. So if we find passion with the people, and we do recruit them, and after 6 7 months, I take care of them personally. I take care of them. I'll talk to their parents. I'll I'll talk to their friends and all those stuff. They can. We have a room here. We have a room which we given it our client, our employees free of cost. We are paying for the they stay in Coimbatore. We are taking care of their internet facilities at room. So we are taking care of their travel. We are taking care of their even these COVID situations and all those stuff, injections, uh, precautionary measures. So we take like we just intimate to be home every time, so they feel at home. They don't feel it in work actually. So most of the people, all those people, they come work. It's a kind of a chit chat time. We fight, we make fun, and we do jobs and go, as simple as that. So when we take care of employees, or when we take care of, I don't say employees, when we take care of, it's another family actually. When we take care of them, they stay with us. The money is secondary part, and I'm very transparent. They know how much money comes in and goes at every time. So and they get proper promised increment every time when I say. So I don't even came. I don't till now by by something, God's grace or something. So I can able to do it at time. I can able to do the increment and take care of what I said I am trying to do, and I'm till now I'm able to do it. So that's the one point of view I can say. We can even in the beginning, if we cannot provide big salaries, when we take care of them and grow them and make them to grow along with you, that actually gives you a better family than better employees. So all these people are with us right from the beginning. I mean, right from when we are hiring, nobody have left except the partner.
Yeah, probably nobody left and one person left, and it became too much to digest at times.
Yeah, absolutely
So,
fine. Yeah.
okay, by the way, if anyone wants to ask any question, feel free to raise your hand or unmute and ask. So I'll ask one more question.
Yeah.
There is one more problem with startups or the founders in India, especially, is financial literacy is quite at the lowest minimum kind of for
True.
most people, because the main reason is because we are not really taught any finances, business finance as a subject in most
Yes.
of our life.
Yes.
So the only way you learn that is maybe if you do MBA or maybe do
True.
commerce. Other than that, if you are from any other background, you don't know much about the cash flow management, the money management, etc. So in your case, how was that knowledge? I mean, when you started, did you had that financial knowledge, or you learned it by making mistake, or how was that journey? Or what do you suggest people, like maybe first take a course of 6 months of financial literacy and then jump into startup? What's your take here?
Uh, Hardest question. As you said, this we are very sad about this education system. I'm a see, I can say a doctorate. I'm a PhD in cloud computing, but when I say financial literacy, I'm a zero. I'm not even a school kid. I'm not even a school kid. So just like that, with passion, all those things, we start up a company, and end of the day, couple of months, all this money what we have it in the bank will go. That time it's the toughest part to handle. So I faced it. I never had a financial literacy. I never had a plan like that. When we start a company, that's all. We started a website. We had a place to start. Come on, we have a couple of even the clients. We are making 50,000, 60,000 a month. That's great. When we think about this operational cost, we never thought about the operational cost when we started this company. So even for the internet, we have to spend 3,000, 4,000 rupees. We got a MacBook and we have to pay the EMI in the beginning. So we got a lot of. So I personally bought a personal loan and started this. And end of the day, they again keep on. I couldn't able to even pay the EMI on time for a couple of months when we started this. When we run this. So then I focused on where we are losing. It seems like the money keeps on flowing. Your accounts, it has the money all the time, but end of the day, no, at day 1 or day 2 of a month, you find there is no money in the, your account. So that's the time I thought about there is something we have to, do it. So what I would suggest is that, you should definitely have a basic idea of this cash flow management before starting a company, because you start all with the passion, and end of the day, in 3-4 months, you find, the passion will go, because at that time you felt, I probably could go to a job, for this, all this, why we have to struggle all these things. So something like that, because I started this when I have a kid. I didn't started when I was very young. So I felt that why should I struggle, so, and I'm getting a handful of money when I'm going to a job. So that thing we have to, financially I was illiterate at the beginning. So what I did was, after some time, I have saved a couple of, every month I did and saved money for operational cost. I calculated the operational cost after 6 months, actually. So what is actually the operational cost is happening? What are all things I have to spend indirectly than directly? So where we are spending indirectly, we are spending food for the employees. So what is the total cost of the food? We are providing tea to the employees. What is the actual amount? We are doing the internet facilities to the employees. What is the cost? We are paying salaries. What is the total cost? So when we come to a number, and when we take the profit minus, we'll have some numbers, right? So I put 20% of them into 20% of the profit into an next month's operation cost. As I started saving every month, so I could have a handful of money after 6-7 months. So that's what I started doing. And I started investing in couple of other businesses also, so where I could take money flow and all those stuffs. So I don't want, because this digital marketing is a thing wherein you need money every day. When you want to run ads, you need money. You should have a money in your credit card every time. So that rotation is to be done. So even though we get it from the client, we have to run it from your end. So my suggestion is just calculate your operational cost in couple of months and start focusing on saving that operational cost, so that it would be easy for you to run the next month without any fear of thinking about it, focusing on marketing, focusing on clients.
Yeah, yeah, that's good advice. So we should get our operational cost straightforward and
Yeah,
create some cash reserve for that
absolutely.
operational cost as a as a like a rainy day fund that we do. Okay, Aritra, you have a question, please? Yeah.
Yes, sir. I have a question. That is it necessary to do an MBA if you want to build a startup?
Absolutely. I mean, it's not that you should do an MBA, but uh, doing MBA is, and definitely I could say, an additional, advantage of additional advantage, because you could know, as Sar said, Vishal said, it should be purely, you could know about all this cash flow management, financial literacy things will be happening every time. That basic idea you should definitely have, but that would be definitely an advantage. But that's not so necessary to start an MBA. Start a company. I've never studied management through my entire life. So I started learning it. So when we practicing it, I think it would be more easier. More understandable than studying in theory. But that would be an added advantage saying that. But this thing, that's not absolutely necessary. But knowing about the cash flow management, financial literacy before starting up is absolutely necessary. That's the thing where you face your first hit. So that is actually needed. Then I think, I don't know about, in India, we have to do a lot of projects. The projects, if you're doing some good projects, when you're doing your MBA, you have your projects. When you're doing projects on your real projects, real-time projects with the companies, that would definitely give you an edge. But I don't know how many of the colleges are doing it. But when you're doing a real good project, that would be an added advantage when you're doing with
You
it.
mean internship?
Absolutely, internship.
Oh.
See, we're from the company. We're from the I mean, what do you say? College. Since I have this background of college, I would normally suggest to do a lot of internships. We provide a lot of free internships to the students actually, for the MBA students particularly, since it is marketing. So we do a lot of internships. We give a lot of internships for our students. So I mean, a lot of MBA guys, wherein we train them about this digital marketing and all those stuffs. But what I suggest is that one thing, either you have to do your MBA or you have to do your business on your passion. Simple. That definitely doesn't need an MBA or a graduate thing. That's my suggestion actually. Again, see, I'm into marketing for last over than a decade. So I'm doing it in digital. That's it. So it's as simple as that. So doing my passion in digitally. That's all. So that doesn't need big, understanding about this business and all those stuffs. So that's the point I want to say. If you are doing if you are starting a business of your own passion and out of your experience, or at least couple of years, you worked somewhere, gained experience in the particular business, and you are starting it, need of an MBA is not that uh, much required. But if you want to, but knowing that would be knowing this cash flow, this management skills, the HR principles before getting into starting a company would be definitely an added advantage. That's what I want to convey.
Sir, another question I have about this passion that you said. Sir, you said that while starting your startup, you got to follow your passion. But sir, on the contradictory, there are many entrepreneurs who say that following your passion is a very bad advice, because when you follow your passion, you do what you love. And you see, if your passion doesn't solve any problem, or if what you are doing that you are loving, if it doesn't solve any problem, then you are bound to fail, because they say many times passion doesn't solve problem, and that is why many startups fail. So what's your opinion about this? There are many entrepreneurs who say the opposite, that you don't need to follow your passion, you have to just solve the problem and find out what problem to solve in the market.
Absolutely, that's an awesome question actually. See, yeah, your passion should definitely solve a real world problem. All right, it should uh, resemble or replicate, or it should address the pain point of the major crowd of your society. That how a business will grow in terms of profit, in terms of money. So what I do is, what you say was absolutely right. If your passion is something which is already available, if your passion is something which doesn't provide any niche results, and your passion is something which is 100% imaginable, right, which couldn't be able to solve a single real world problem, that will not help. But if your passion is, go in hand with the real world problems, you should that would definitely, then starting a business wouldn't be a second thought. So that's the key point I would say. So see, I do digital marketing, I run yardstick digital solutions out of my passion, and I've invested in a couple of companies where I look only for the profit, so that I could run this more interestingly, more valuably than the other companies. So passion is required, same time money is also required. So when your passion is something which addresses the pain point of a common group, a society, at least a million people, definitely your passion will work. Definitely your passion can be converted as a business, no second thought. But your passion is highly imaginable, which cannot be useful, which cannot be converted into a monetary or a product based, and which is not addressing any pain point. That passion cannot be converted into a I think, a business or something. So you should focus on the
That
management.
passion will become hobby, which
You should
doesn't
have
make
only
money.
you should have only as a hobby. That's it. You should have it yourself and die. That's it.
Sure, sure. Yeah, it's a good advice, to do internships, and maybe
Yeah.
internships, especially in startups,
Yes.
so that any wannabe founder can actually get to know all the nitty-gritties of how startup works and how much pressure or things they need to probably handle, and then they can decide, if they want to be the founder or maybe a partner, or maybe just work as an employee in a startup rather than,
Correct.
jump and become
Correct.
the founder and then like lose everything and
Yeah.
then like, yeah.
Correct. Correct.
So, Mr. Hari, you have a question?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Please.
Uh, yes, yes. So, I just want to know, like, you said you don't have much of idea into financial planning. So, what was your journey? How you started, and how you overcome this drawback, and what was your like experience? I want to know your experience into this. How you manage your finances at the time when you started this company startup. So, it was 16 years back, I guess, in 2005.
Oh,
Uh,
no.
2019, he said, yeah.
We,
Three,
we,
two,
we
two,
were we
two
were
year, two and
2 years
2 years.
back. 2 years back, actually.
2 years back. Okay, okay. So I would like to know what was that things that you were doing to manage your
You
finances.
can also add one more question to this. How did you price your product? How did you
Okay.
decide how much to charge? That also comes in the financial planning. Yeah, please
Okay.
become mine.
Yes, yes.
All right. All right. That's good. So as I said, I know initially I was started this not with zero. I started with minus. I just because of hinge that I had that this will grow. This would be the new normal, and digital marketing would be the biggest phenomena the next 10, 15 years. So that's the basic hinge I had before starting this. So because I tried that also, because we tried in the college and we have made a revenue of almost 1,000%. They've invested 50,000 and the profit they got was 48 lakhs put together already. So I thought it's going to be the huge marketing thing, and this entertainment platforms will going to be going to rule the world, no doubts at all. So that's the hinge I had. And so when I started, I have a so I just started with the, as I said, I applied for a personal loan and I started this. First 2 months, it's merely nothing. As I said, I was keep on traveling, meeting people. Even though I was I know to lot of people in the corporate, but I couldn't able to convince them to into a business, or they don't believe that this Facebook, Instagram, YouTube will give them money, will give them will market them good rather than these radio, TV, and newspapers. So I tried to convince them, a lot of examples and all those stuff. But I, end of the day, first 2, 3 months, literally I'm losing money. Literally, I have to pay my partner. I have to pay for the tools, software tools what we bought, because automating the things would be. I'm very one thing I'm very sure about. You should be 100% equipped before approaching a client. 100% equipped in terms of knowledge, 100% equipped in terms of infrastructure. So what I said was, we bought all these automation tools. Right now we have around 16 automation tools. I think we are one of the companies which has we can automate end-to-end marketing right now. If a company is coming in right now, we can right from the beginning to these conversion, we can do it completely into automated. So we bought it in the beginning itself. That was a mistake, and that was a good thing. Both things I've done. Now I've invested again a lot into these tools. First 2 months we were nothing. I've been keep on traveling to a lot of companies, meeting people. I'll get the references from this. From there, from the next morning I have to go to a somewhere 100 kilometers away to meet a client. I'll just keep on traveling. I'm spending this this diesel, petrol, the transport cost is also bigger. So first 2 months it was really tough. Third month we got a client actually, and the charge was, you don't believe, it was 8,000 rupees.
Mhm.
8,000 rupees. The uh, money I promised for my partner is that 22,000 per month. If the
Okay.
company is running or no, I have to pay 22,000. That's the deal, because he takes a risk of not going into any big companies and joining with me. So that's the deal I got. So 8,000 was the first client's payment. He negotiated actually. We, since you are from my known place, I'm doing this, but I can give only this. So you have to show me the results. So
Okay.
so we did, like, I and when we took the first client, so the feel was good, but when we see it in this bank account, that's different. That's okay. But what we did was, we worked, worked our hearts out. We worked like anything. It was a sanitary napkin company, so it's a big reach out product actually. So they do it in using the natural products. Uh, they have an awesome product actually. So what we did was, we did a lot of innovative ideas. We did videos. We did painful addressing animations. We did a lot of creatives, and you could definitely, you don't believe that their sales has increased to 10% in couple of months. So that was the only client we had till now. My idea is this: I don't want to have any new client until I'm satisfying this. I want to test it. He himself called us, after a couple of months, and he increased into the double actually. So I can pay 16,000 for you. You have made this and that. And he asked us to do, and he also ready to do, share with the sales if it is in digital and something. That's a different story. But as per how I manage the financial thing is that, we have a couple of friends. One thing, borrowed money from the friends, because all my personal, I mean, I have to take care of my family also. So I have saved a money for family. So what the money I have put in, I planned for business is that, that has gone in a couple of months. So I borrowed money, and I had a new partner, and she had invested, she helped us, and she's with us till now actually. Even though the partner confusion has gone, is made me to hold it me a little bit. And but luckily I have a partner who stood with me for a long time. So, and she asked me to, she actually helped me that time to, and invested, believing me that you can do and all those stuff. That's the basic point where I could I could believe my own self, because someone is believing us is very different than we are believing us. So I should definitely thanks to her, because that's where I found a good feel that I could run a company. So first couple of months we had nothing, and we had 8,000 for a couple of months. And we slowly, and he himself, after 2 3 months, he referred couple of people. Our business has gone, so, and in 6 months we got 10 clients. So first 3 months I had nothing. Then sixth month, seventh month, seventh or eighth month, if I'm not wrong. So I could take the money. Not as profit. I could took the money of what I have invested as the rolling money that time. That was a good thing happened in digital marketing. So the profit is and in March what I found, as Vishal said, this operational cost, I started doing it after 6 months. So again, even though when I see the money is flowing, I couldn't find a big savings or big profit in terms of at the end of every month. So I calculated the operational cost, saved 20% of every month's profit, and I hold it. I mean, hold that in the account, so that helped me to run the next month. So that's how it started. So anything, if anything can happen, so 20% of the profit is been saved for the next month. So that's the idea which we got, and we are doing it.
Yeah. Very interesting story of this cash flow management and people
Yeah.
management that I'm learning. We are learning from you. So yeah, I mean we need these stories to be more and more uh, famous actually, because these
Okay.
small things matter so much. And
Yeah.
people think the startup is all about investing and just few things, but uh, before that you need to have that team, you need to have that basic understanding of that money, etc. And till you don't have that, you cannot even be able to even go to a investor that, okay, please give me money. They will say, okay, tell me what have you done, this, that, what is
Yeah.
your cash flow, etc. So it's and I think there might be like some courses for specifically for this cash flow management for startups, that okay, in the first few months, like maybe a month course or something, that might be available for a lot of people who might be just willing to understand this. And this cash flow management can also be used for their personal finance management, not just
Absolutely.
company only. So the knowledge, it's a personal brand can also use it, or a corporate brand can also use it, or a
Yeah.
startup
And
brand can
I
also
just
use
can I interrupt? Sorry, that's
yeah,
a
yeah,
good
please.
thing. I know I have. I have a younger brother who did his auditing. CA kind of a thing, and he's very much interested in this shares and personal finance management. All this. So what we did was, since the pain what I gone through for because of this financial illiteracy, we and he's really good at it. What we did is, we when this digital marketing courses was a new idea and was hitting a good reach, I personally asked my brother to do a course on financial literacy, on personal cash flow management, on personal finance. And he did that. Did that again in regional language, and it was a huge hit again, because it was again bought by a lot of business managers, business owners, because that's the point where we find, our passion is not working, our business is not working. Actually your business is working, actually you have a money flow in your uh, company, but where to hold the money, where to stop the money, where to
Yeah,
use it, that's the key point you should hold.
yeah.
Actually,
Lacking
when
in
you're
the
saying,
money management.
hmm,
Money is coming, going, but it's just that because we are not managing it correctly,
correct.
so we are facing so much problems.
Absolutely, absolutely. I actually asked my brother to do it, and again, it was a huge hit horse. Around 1,000 plus big business owners bought it. So
Yeah, yeah.
that's the thing we have to, as you said, the course, course thing. I can't remember that.
Yeah, that's very good. So we are out of time. Thank
Yeah,
you, Mr. Murli, for all your insightful journey, knowledge, and tips for the newcomers.
yeah,
And hopefully, we'll be in touch for other things, and maybe we can do some digital marketing workshop or something. We can talk about it as a separate
absolutely,
session.
absolutely.
So
My
thank you
pleasure.
everyone for coming. See you again next Friday with a new guest. Good night, everyone.
Thank you so much, and thanks for this whole opportunity, Vishal and Aritra, who followed. Like, you got a good person who can, who
Thank
make
you, sir.
this, who make the guest comfortable. He keeps on, that's a good thing. He messaged me daily. Thanks, Aritra, for the opportunity, and identifying
Welcome, sir.
it's
Welcome.
and identifying people like us and showing it to the crowd is a big thing. Thank you so much, Vishal and Aritra, and Learn While Traveling Academy, for this opportunity. hope to meet you soon in any other opportunities if we have. Like to work with you for future in future too. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And thanks for the people who come and sit at this time passionately doing watching this. Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night.
Yes, good night.